on Aquarius and kind of in the middle of the read. So I'm just on a quick walk here, and I figured, well, why not up on again on your energy field, and now here middle of the street. Well, not in the middle of the street. I'm actually in the middle of the street. The concert's on the sidewalk. But Aquarius. Everyone else watching. Live concert happening right there. So, oh my god, they're still recording. Actually, more so in this direction. I should have crossed 1 second. So, it's funny because I was thinking, kind of like, trying to read and meditating the energy, and I was getting that there is something possibly for an overview where it's like, you know what I feel about this. Like, I know how I feel about this. I'm hearing that again. It's not about what I feel. For a number of them, seeing that it's maybe an opportunity, and you're like, it's more about I'm hearing the approval of the parents. I'm hearing that, and I'm seeing like a Porsche right now. So I don't know what that. I'm actually seeing 2 Porsches. Like, one's red and one's black. And those colors remind me of specifically Capricorn. A third Porsche, I kid you not, just passed right by. It's a white Porsche. So I don't know, take it as you will. But I'm hearing fast moving action. There's something of this desire to, like, when I think of a Porsche, right? It's like, okay, so right here, at least right now, I see, it's so funny, because I see a truck, like a, not a truck, but it's like what you attach to a truck. It's kind of like a container. It says rent me. So for a number of you, it's like there's something, 4th Porsche, kid you friggin' not. This one is gray. It's like a gray color. Okay, and all right, let's just stop around this tree with the gnome. What was the Libra reading? Look, this is the house. The gnome used to be on the front lawn. Maybe the piece is kind of broke apart. And they're like, okay, you know what? We're no longer going to be putting the gnome on the front lawn after that. Maybe they watch a friggin' Libra reading. Like, okay. But now we're just gonna situate it up on the tree. All right, so let's clear the energy. Now, for a number of you, it's really interesting. If I think about, let's say, a Porsche, right, or a sports car, I think of something that moves rather quickly, right? You want to get to where you want to go, get there fast, right? Now, it's really interesting because, well, we were talking about the colors, right? Red and black, and also white. It's like what I'm seeing specifically is the card of Capricorn, and specifically the Devil card in the Tarot Arcana, and the Devil is associated with Capricorn, and in addition is illustrated, at least in a Kim Cran's deck that I usually use, as like a fire-footed goat. So now, career, what is so funny? I see an RV now, and it says reflection on it, and the number 150. So whatever that may mean for number, I'm also seeing 320. So take it as you will. There's something possibly for a number of you where you're like, I see the bigger picture. I really want to get there, but I can't force it. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. And then I look on my left, and I see right now it says cool box. So it's like a portable storage container, I guess. And it's like, it's so funny. The number is like 888. It starts with 888. So for a number of you, there's something that you see so much potential for. You're like, I see what this can become. I see where this can go. There's so much that can become of this space. For a number I'm hearing, it's kind of a shame. Like, you're like, I don't want to feel like I have to wait. Now, you guys can hear me, right? Hello, everyone. You can? Wait, could you hear me before? Was it totally not working? Oh my goodness. Could you guys hear me? I was good. You could hear everything. Wait, so that's so bizarre. Why some people could not hear me? you could hear me for the past, wow, 22 people in the room, 2 likes, 222 right there. And I'm seeing 2, the number 2 as well right here. Wow, so some people couldn't hear me and some people earpods, okay. You can hear me now, right? So let me just, yeah, look, Aquarius, I'm seeing for a number of you that there's something that you see so much potential in a certain space, but it's just like, for a number of you I'm hearing, it's just not time. And maybe there's something, as you might feel, what is time? But there's something that needs to evolve. And I'm hearing you've been waiting for that. You've been waiting to carry it out, whatever the space is, maybe for a number of you. And it's like kind of frustrating for a number of you, maybe because you see like what can be, you see what, were you guys, did you guys, who heard me talk about the Porsche? Did anyone hear that? Oh, you did? Oh, how interesting. Very bizarre. Some of you could not hear, some of you could hear. Wow. Okay. So at least some of you heard. All right. So I wonder on playback if people can hear. Okay, anyway, so there's this feeling of like, I want to get to where I want to go. And for nobody, it's really talking about, the larger long-term cycles, especially with the Capricorn energy and the Devil. We're talking about the red and the white color of the Porsche. So there is something for a number of you that you feel you have to feel ready for, and not just that, but to feel that the environment is ready. And there goes another friggin' Porsche. How many? I was going, wow, look at how beautiful these plants are. It's so purple. And it's funny because there's somebody in the street, they're wearing like a super bright purple shirt, and that reminds me of spiritual energies, specifically Pisces. Like, yes. Immediate answer is yes, but I'm hearing I don't want to ride off into the sunset. I'm hearing if I feel it's not time yet, like even if every day we have a sunset and technically it's a sunset, we can technically ride off in it. It's like there has to be. I'm hearing also. I'm hearing more money in the bank for it. For a number of you, maybe you want to invest in something. It can actually be a car or some space, something, and it's just you feel like you need more time to feel comfortable with making that purchase, making that investment. It's funny because I saw the container box, and it was right after I saw the two three Porsches, and it was and it's I'm here, water the garden a little bit, see what the plant sort of gave a return of, and then jump into it. Now I'm seeing the number 4 and 0 very strongly here. Cutting out. Hello? Hello? Really? Cutting in and out. Wait. Interesting. What about now? Can you guys hear me? Okay. So you guys heard me all the way through? Some of you heard me all the way through. Yep. Oh, the smell of gas. Ugh, that's so gross. So for a number of you, I'm seeing that you kind of have also, for a number of you, possibly have been waiting for something, and oh no, recording. Have a good one. You thought I was talking to him? Oh man. All right, there are people everywhere. Okay, how do I? So, yeah, look, for a number of you, it's really like, it's this feeling, I want to walk. I actually really, honestly, I want to run, but I gotta walk because I feel like maybe my environment's not ready. For a number of you, this 150% has to do with investing in certain spaces. What I'm feeling, like, there's some kind of opportunity, but you it might feel like kind of risky, like, I don't want to just jump into that space. Maybe there's a little bit of this feeling of like needing to prepare to carry a certain space out, and it can be like, okay, before I buy, I want to rent, see how I even like it before I make that huge investment. So for a number of you, oh my god, my dress is flying up. Okay, so many factors. Yeah, for a number of you, look, it's a space that you're really also possibly excited about. And for a number of seeing, it has to do maybe with something as a project that you want to get off the ground. Maybe it's some sort of technology, and it's like you just imagine yourself in this space. Aquarius, you're like, it's everything, and I can see it like in plain sight, but plain sight is not all that I need to see it through all the way. And for a number of you, maybe it's about maybe saving, like if it is an investment, let's say, or even a product you're launching. It's like, I don't want to do just a soft launch. If I do it, I want it to be like, you know, really all the way. I want to go all the way, but you know, that will require a few more things. And I'm seeing a house that's going up for sale right here, and another gnome, a tree gnome, you guys. Again. All right, so it's kind of interesting. 2 tree gnomes and 3 Porsches. Okay, I don't know if you guys, of course you got your pen out, right? Okay, calculator. Got it, Nat. 2 tree gnomes. All right. What's the value on those? For number, you could be selling actually something. You could be like working with your assets in some kind of way, like valuing things, getting ready to kind of like, also I'm hearing for number, you take a trip. Wow, yeah, it's a whole new world. I'm hearing flowers, I'm hearing as well. All right, so for number, it could even be an event you're planning towards. Wow, I see another house up for sale. I see another Porsche. You guys, what's up with that? Aquarius is like about to rain in on the big bucks. I'm hearing that as well. I mean, parade, but it's like you're kind of playing. It's like, I have this huge event, but like, I have to work with the weather. It can't rain that day. I have to make sure like it's all perfectly timed out. For number, maybe this is a date. Like you want to maybe like work with someone on something, and you want to get them at like their so-called prime. That's so odd. That house like went up for sale recently. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, it's cleared and ground. For a number, you're working with some space with childhood. I'm hearing that as well. For a number, you're thinking of maybe shifting up your environment, but it's like, I can't just do that like just now, just because I want to. I'm hearing that as well. I have to really engage. I'm hearing as well with my ideas. I'm hearing my versions of the story as well. All right, now Aquarius, thank you for tuning in. And there's a lot on the table. I'm hearing it's really for a number of you, I'm hearing private actually. Interestingly, I'm hearing it's a process that maybe you even are working with intimately. It's I'm hearing for a number of you here, it's a surprise. It's something kind of private. I'm hearing that again. Like it's a process that you feel you work with intimately. I'm hearing that as well. And it takes a lot of time. I'm hearing, as you might feel it, patience, and I'm hearing protection. I don't know what that's alluding to. It's almost like I'm protecting these eggs. They have to hatch. I have to make sure like they don't crack like along the way as well. Maybe you're actually transporting something, but it's interesting because it's maybe even it's potential. It can be metaphorical as well. So thank you for tuning in, Aquarius. A little light to you here. And what's the next sign we'll jump into? But we did not pull for you, Aquarius, the months. So, you know, it may be something that for a number of you made up your mind with, and you kind of have an idea of what is going to come into play later, but that will be kind of a dynamic process, and it may not actually be related to time. It's like not really, it's like the seasons, but it's not the season that we says it is. I don't know what that's about, but it's kind of like we have to wait and see like what may come through later down the line. So I may actually end up pulling cards like once I do get back, but further beyond that, you know, we'll move on to the next sign. Now let's see. Sagittarius, I'm seeing you winning something. It's so interesting. I'm seeing you in public. I'm hearing that as well. Let's make sure the sound is going off. You guys, sound is all right, right? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, Sagittarius, I'm seeing something growing. Actually, it's very fertile. I'm seeing suddenly like fertility everywhere, like plants, like of all kinds. Like for a number of you, I'm hearing you're in a nursery, like for plants. There's something, and I see a sign. It says gas on it, and it shows like a flame. So for a number, there's something that is like building. Even it's becoming really big deal. For a number of you, it's like actually very much pick it up. Steam. I'm hearing. Wow, you guys, look how beautiful this is. They're like backlit. What are the names of these? Foxtail? It's one of my favorite plants. So yeah. All right, I'm like a micro Nigel Thornberry right now. Or just playing around with the idea a little bit. All right. I don't know. Foxtail. All right. 1 point. Now, I don't know. For a number, maybe there's a competition for a number of you Sagittarius, like something that is in maybe an industry. You're kind of getting your feet wet. For a number of you, it's like possibly something you're even interning. You're just like getting like really good at it is what I'm hearing as well. For a number of you, you're getting maybe like adapting to some space. In addition, for a number of you Sagittarius, I'm saying that this may be related to something competitive. Like actually, I'm hearing you're working, I'm hearing for a number of you with your family on something, or it could be something that, depending on where Sagittarius lies in your personal birth chart, there could be a focus on also working on history space, even of energy work and things like that. So take it as you will. But for a number of you, this is something, even a product you've launched or like a business, and it's like taken off. For a number of you, it's very, very doing really well. Really lucrative Sagittarius. Congratulations, like whatever it is. Very, very exciting. Like day in and day out, I'm seeing that you're working on something, and that's also a good thing, right? It's just feeling like you're keeping yourself busy and you're keeping yourself like balanced. I'm hearing that as well. So again, take a look at the part of your chart that's related to Sagittarius. I'm seeing that something has possibly reached a point as well where you kind of like now know where this goes. So now I'm seeing specifically as we move into the new moon in Leo that it's really funny. I'm seeing, those, it's like you're like the European cathedrals and things like that, where they have the structures like sitting outside of this like massive monument of a building. What are they called? Gargoyles. I'm seeing gargoyles. It's really interesting. Now, side note, feel free to come back to any reading actually that you ever do watch 6 months down the line, and you might find, whoa, this like really, really manifests in a certain way for me. It sometimes takes time for a certain experience to unfold, like on every level, mind, body, soul. So maybe at times you engage with a certain concept in a certain way, and then it comes full circle later down the line. Now, for Nori, that could be like the thought of an investment. Well, I invested in this space, but it takes time to get my return. So it's something kind of like that, possibly. But for Nori, maybe you've been working with something that you've really been like working to manifest, and I'm hearing from a preview it's taken time, and that's natural, right? I remember we were doing these outdoor readings for you Sagittarius. It was way back in like last October, and we're inching closer to that sort of hallmark period of the year here, October, just as we get closer and closer to 2021, but the full year cycle here. So we started those readings. Remember, it was like really intense, like very like long sort of readings done outdoors, like where you're working with like some kind of concepts. And I remember really pounding on that concept of like patience and working towards something steadily. I also do remember that there was a little bit of a focus on the archetype of Aquarius, and I am hearing Aquarius as well. So it's kind of interesting that we're working with, first Aquarius, and then we moved into your reading here. So for a number of you, actually, and I'm getting this as well, there could be an element or an avenue of, a certain very particular avenue of innovation. It's something very progressive maybe that you're working with, and I'm seeing a FedEx truck here as well. Let's clear the energy and ground. I'm seeing a white Lexus. This was coming through when I was at my other studio in DC. I was consistently picking up on, it was really interesting. How do you remember? It was like a yellow Lexus and like a black Lexus. There were like two, and they would like alternate. So I don't know what that's alluding to for a number of you, but there might be something that I'm hearing you're bringing justice to. I'm hearing that as well. You're bringing balance to. You're also bringing back around the mountain to talk about. It could be something from the past, something that you're even digging up, you're like reviewing, and you're regenerating even the space up. And for a number of you, something very public. It's actually, for a number of you, extremely controversial. It's something that you possibly are playing some kind of back end role with. You're like, yeah, I'm not really on stage. I'm more like Mickey Mouse assistant 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. For a number of you, could be like working on some project. Wow, the sun looks like a flower in my hair. Right there. Wait, let's see if we get it again. Kinda. All right. Okay, Nigel, calm down. And look on your left. We have the sun. The sun, everyone. All right. Now, got a little rhyme. Okay. So, Cheers. All right, tree on your left, everyone. Watch out. Okay. So, Sagittarius. It's interesting. Isn't it always interesting with you? Wow, we had like fire alarms in one of your readings, like, what was it, 2 times, 3 times? We had to go run out in the cold. Oh my, oh my. I'll never forget that. I literally thought that was a mouse. I thought that was a mouse. A blue mouse. Okay. Whew. So, you know what the smog reminds me of? Of all things, of all places, Siena, Italy. I studied abroad there. I mentioned there's another reading. I was in Tuscany for like a semester. It was a few years ago, and it's amazing because Siena, I don't know, it must be the same now, but medieval city, and wow, see the sap. I was touching the sap on the tree. So it smells so good. But anyhow, okay. They're can you guys imagine me as a travel blogger? Oh my god, that episode would be like 8 hours long. And the sap, oh my god, watch it drip, everyone. Okay. Oh my. Oh yeah, okay, back to it. So we were saying Siena, it was really, really cool because it was like this town on a medieval hill, and there were no cars allowed, like no cars allowed to even like enter into the city of Siena technically. And so you can imagine the air quality was amazing. Yeah, every city has its thing, and that was something that I'll never forget. Remember that. Yeah, the air quality was just beautiful. And I remember one time there was like a car that was, I guess, like it wasn't stalling. I think it was parked like at the base of the city. And I was like in someone's like garage. It was still within the limits of the city. Like you never see cars there. And it happened, I guess, to turn on and like it was going to leave, like, which again, very rare. You don't normally like drive in Siena. But that one car happened to turn right there and it started to leave the city. And I'll never forget the smell of that smoke. I was like, what? I must have not have smelled smoke or smog for a really long time to have picked up on it like that. Or maybe there was something going on with their smog thing. I don't know. Anyways, interesting. Just happened to think of that right there. But could be a clue for a number of you. Maybe this is something that you're working on, even with the environment. The energy that we're picking up on here for you, Sagittarius, can actually be related to the environment. But for those of you who have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, I'm seeing that there's something that you feel you're getting also back in touch with. You're really reconnecting with. And we've done so many readings for you, Sagittarius, outdoors. I would say within the last few years, the last year actually, we really started doing outdoor readings for you, for your sign specifically. So. I'm hearing it's a big mountain to climb. I'm hearing in this way, whatever this is, and you kind of might have a feel for at this point, you know, what it is, because I'm seeing that you have been working on this actually for quite some time, and it could be on a metaphorical level. Let's just cross. Okay. I'm hearing, yeah, I've really wanted this, and I've been working hard towards it. I'm hearing that as well, and for something of a movement, even possibly, that you've been working towards in a collective way, and it's exciting. So happy for you, Sagittarius. Whatever it is, it will be different for everyone, and everyone has Sag in their chart somewhere. So now during this new moon for I'm hearing you're moving. I'm seeing you moving stuff like mattress. I'm hearing everything. You're moving something. For the new moon in Leo. I'm hearing I'm going to London, and then I'm going to eat frogs in France. What? Okay, Sagittarius, calm down. It's like Anthony Bourdain. You just start the travel channel thing. I'm hearing that specifically, like, so specific. I don't know why. It could be a metaphor, all right? I'm not, saying that you should not do anything, but hey. Okay, but, for a number of you, it's getting really to that level where you're starting to also grow into, I'm hearing a new set of pants. It's like, if your child is Sagittarius, you got a baby on the way, I'm here as well. They're going to be growing real quickly. I'm hearing it like that. Let's see. What side? I mean, what side of the story do I stand on? Okay, is it a good thing? Is it like because things can grow, but also in which way and at what time, in what direction. So for a number of you, this is someone who you know, and the connection possibly started off like kind of, I'm hearing really, for a number of you, I'm hearing a little awkward. For a number of you, I'm hearing a little rocky. It's not for everyone, but it's something that is actually starting to develop. I'm hearing as a candid photograph. I'm hearing that specifically. If you imagine like the lifetime of your connection with this person, whoever or whatever, it's like you took a picture, as your first impression of them, and it like took time for this picture to develop. And over time you start to see it in a new way. You're like, I felt like when you took a picture I looked so awkward, but now that I look at it, I look kind of like free and fun and happy, actually, and I kind of can see it. I can see us together. I'm hearing that as well. Wow. So for a number of you, I'm hearing you've been maybe waiting for some space to develop, and we'll pull the cards, hopefully. I'm seeing another Porsche right here. So take it easy, well, Sag. That came through in the Aquarius reading. But it's something that you've been kind of waiting also for someone to clarify, maybe for you. And it could be a collaboration. It could be some sort of, I'm walking this hill right now. Okay, we said it back there, didn't we? We're going to be hitting the mountain, I said. Okay, so this is a hill. Everything's relative. But for a number of you, listen, if you're watching this, right, you probably have a lot of Sag in your chart. This is probably considered fun. Yes, watching Natalie walk the hill. Yes, yes. Drive, no way, walk. Actually, Natalie, I want to see you climb. Now I'm going to put a request in. Can we do rock climbing? True Sagittarius. That's how we know. Okay. It's really, really hot as well, which is nice. Actually, I love the heat. I love that like dry heat, like tundra heat. Cool. Okay, Sagittarius. For a number of you, I'm seeing you getting ready for an adventure. You're really in your element. I'm hearing that as well. You've waited for this is what I'm hearing for a number of you. Like you've maybe even trained. It's something that you've been training on. And for a number of you, it has to do with endurance, actually, possibly. Now, all right, I'll get back to you guys once I get home, and I'll see you there, all right? Give me a few minutes, and if you don't get notified, click the bell icon, and if you don't get notified within the next, like, 5-6 minutes, 7, however, then just head back to the channel, I guess, and it should show up live.